Welcome to a look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Thursday the 5th of March and we have new mods. There are a couple of updates today. There is an update to Westbridge Hills by Vanquish081. There is an update to the Small Shed by Driver300. As for new mods today, we have got a Geo Central Bohemia by Z84. And then move on to the what I classify as the tangible mods, the things you can see and touch and kind of use. So in front of us we've got the Gorink Pula pack. This is by WhiteBull Modding. These are weeders and come under the weeder category. There's a 6 metre and a 2 metre in this pack. Nice neat design. I think you can tell which is the 6 metre, which is the 2 metre. Nice, neat, tidy mods. You'll find these under weeders. The Pula 6 metre is 7,500 to buy and is 5 slots. And interestingly, the smaller one, the 2 metre, is 1,950. Is 8 slots. It's 3 slots more for the one without animations. It's weird, isn't it, how that happens? But anyway, options available on this one. We've got standard, or you can have it with a levelling board. I'm pretty sure the other one just comes as it is. 80 horsepower required on that one and 40 horsepower required on that one. That's the first of our mods. Moving on, we have got over here the Vinhuis. I always get it wrong, Kverneland, but it's the Vinhuis. This is, check my notes, this is the Profi line 16600 or 16,600 by Seme. We have got a couple of Vinhuis ones in game already. This is not a slurry spreader in its own right. This is a slurry tank with a 3-point link on the back, which does require attachments for it to operate. There are a few options available. Really detailed. Look at the amount of stuff on this. Really, really nice mod. Loads going on. This is how many slots? 10 slots. So this, with all this detail, is only 2 more slots than that small cultivator. It's an odd world. Anyway, we'll have a look at this in store. This will be under, my mind's gone blank, slurry tanks, which was directly above. There are a few different options available already in game. This adds to them. We've got the Premium Integral, which has already got the built-in drip drag hose. But this one here is 105,000 to buy. Like I say, it's only 10 slots. It will do slurry and manure. Requires 185 horsepower to operate. Options available: we can have it with Trelleborg standard, or we can have it knock-ins, which say they're narrows. I do like it with the knock-ins on there. I know if you want a more flotation, spread the load type thing, you probably want to go for the Trelleborgs. But those are your 2 options. There are no animations on it at all, but it does say under the jigsaw puzzle piece down there, Catros 6002-2 plus Syncult, which means it does need something on the back of this for it to work. That was under, was it disc arrows? There we go, the Catros 6002, so it's a cultivator in essence. When you click on that, you can go to the Vogelsang Syncult, which gives you the option to put slurry or digestate through it as well, so you do both at the same time. Now, it does say that as the jigsaw puzzle piece, but if you go into slurry tanks, there are lots of options available already. You've got the Zunhammer Zuni disc, there's the Samson TD12, we've got the Samson SD700, there's a few drag hoses, there's stuff part of the whole Matera variant pack, the Vibro Grubber. There are a lot of options available. So what I did was grabbed a few just to try them out. That's the Catros 6002 with the Syncult on it. That one is the Zunhammer Zuni disc, and that one's one of the Samson ones. All of them attach onto the back. And when they attach on the back, you get a lovely little hose that hooks in from the slurry tanker into whichever one it is. That's why that does not it doesn't give you a spread width, because that technically doesn't spread. These are what do the spreading. But yeah, very nice mod that. That was by Seme. So there we go. Moving on, we have more. we have got the New Holland Roll Belt 150. This is by STv-Modding. This is 6 slots. Now we have already got one in game, but this has got a few options on it that we can change and fiddle around with. So if you want to customise it a little bit, you can. In essence, it's a 4,000 litre round baler, and it does what all the other balers do in game. But like I say, it just gives you a few options. That colour scheme, you've got like the New Holland Blue Power on there, slightly shiny. Very nice indeed. This you will find under baling technology. Like I say, the standard one there, the Roll Belt 150, is 49 grand to buy, requires 70 horsepower to pull, and is 5 slots. If I go right to the end, this one is also 49,000. It is 6 slots, requires 70 horsepower, so it's identical for all intents and purposes. It's 1 slot more because it's got a few options here. We can change the main colour. You can have it the New Holland yellow that I'm kind of used to around where I live. You can have it in the red, which I think is North American, if I recall correctly, or is it Canadian? You can also have it with like the Fiat Agri, sort of more like rust red, and then you can have it with the blue, which is more like the Blue Power. Rim colour we can change to anything pretty much on that you want to go for. There are a load of options available you can change the rim colour to. Then you've got design. On the side you've got white. You can have it colour, so it takes away the band and just has the colour of the actual whatever you've gone for. Or design 2, it says Roll Belt 460. The font changes a little bit, as does the design. It's a little bit more kind of embossed, the 460 one, if you look at the New Holland logo. Rather than flat, it's a bit more embossed. That's realistically it. Then back to standard white. Then wheels set up, we can have standard, we can have wides, and we can have narrow tyres. There you go. Does exactly what it says in the tin. I do like that with the Blue Power kind of blue. It's nice that. Moving on. Now this one has got me a little bit flummoxed because this hasn't come up on the Farming Simulator website, but it has come up on the Modhub. So I don't think this is an update. I think this is new. This is the NMC Trailer M91. This is by NMC T-Bone. It's a logging trailer. With a crane attached, K35 crane. I know not everyone likes using the cranes or logging, but if you want to start off small operation, there are a few trailers knocking about. There's one where you can actually stand on the platform and operate, and you know there are a few, but this is a new one out by NMC. What we will do is just attach this to it. Got quite a few mods today actually. So it puts the sides up, or the support legs up straight away. So if I fold or unfold L1, is it working? There we go. L1 and X folds or unfolds the support legs, like so. If I change my control group now by pressing triangle, it's on 1 top left hand corner. If I go to 2, I can move the axle or the double axle forwards or backwards depending on what you've got on there, how long the logs are, where your centre of gravity is. You might want to shift the weight around. If you've got very long ones hanging off the back, you might want to shift it right back. You can have them hanging right off like so. It does have tension straps as well. If I change that again back to 0, then back to 1, we can operate the crane L1 up and down, side to side on my joystick. Then R1 gives you your other crane options, like so. Swing around a little bit so we can see that a little bit easier. Then L1 and R1 rotate the head and open and close, like so. Let's say it does have tension straps, you can do it from in cab if you want to. R1 and R3. There are 3 tension straps on there. Fantastic. Right, you will find this under forestry equipment. The Moirana Trailer M91, 23,500 to buy. This is 5 slots. There are no options available. You get what you get. It doesn't have a trailer hitch on the back, so you can't hook another one onto the back of it, but if you've got something else with the trailer hitch, you could potentially hook this onto the back of something else. That's kind of the whole point. And there you go. Those are your options available. That's by NMC T-Bone. Moving on, I think we go down to the field now. We have got this. This is the garage. This is by Kazani 317 and ConsiTV. You've got an kind of overhang garage here for storing whatever you want, in bales, vehicles, whatever you want. Then we've got an opening garage here. One thing I will say that I've noticed, there's a lot of detail. The Kazani ones there are, but the slot counts are normally fairly high. This has got a slot count of 19. We have got stuff around the side. There is a light switch on the outside here. There's no audible click that I could tell, but the light has come on inside. When we open this up, it has got a slight issue, and that is when I place this in the grass, you can see the base underneath, but the grass has just come through. So I'm assuming there's an issue with the file on that. It might need a bit of a tweak, a bit of an update. Textures are fantastic, detailing is incredible. Again, like I always say with sheds and things like that, this may be the thing you've been looking for. The detail on it's incredible, and that's hence the slightly higher slot count than other sheds and barns. You will find this under placeables, under sheds, 15,000 to buy, and you place it as you would do anything else. Moving on, we've got this. This is the potato hall. This is by Plugz. This is huge, big old shelter. 3 different entrances or exits, depending whether you're inside or outside. And we have a couple of silos, kind of bunkers inside for putting your potatoes. I mean, realistically, you can put anything in here. Potatoes if you want to, sugar beet, crop. Plenty of room for vehicles and storage. One thing I have found is over here, if I can get the light switch to work, which I couldn't get. There we go, right. If you just see off to my right, the light go on and off just outside. No lights have come on inside at all. Light outside has, and you've got light on the floor out here, but nothing has come on inside. So I thought, well, maybe it's this one over here for doing the inside lights. Unfortunately, I don't get anything come up. Whenever I've checked it, nothing comes up for... Oh, would you believe it? This always happens to me. Why does this keep happening? The trigger is obviously incredibly touchy. There we go, lights off. Every time I tried this before, it just kept opening and closing the door. There we go, so the light switch for inside is just there. Let's turn that off. This one opens too. It says, there we go. As does this one over here. But this one, I definitely had trouble with the trigger. I could only get this one to open from the outside. Yeah, it will open and close from the outside, but I couldn't get the trigger to work from the inside. Although I'm going to do this again, it's going to come up straight away, isn't it? Unless it's got a slightly iffy trigger. Nope, can't find a trigger on the inside on this one. This one needs to be done from the outside. Nicely detailed, plenty of space. This is a big old building. You'll find this under placeables, under sheds as well. Potato hall is 95,000 to buy, so not cheap. And it has a slot count of 13. So there you go, it's Potato Hall by Plugz. Moving on. We have got more quality mods from MissyB. We had the liquid fertiliser and herbicide pack, which came with the tanker, which was kind of part of an update. This is a new pack. So this is the liquid storage pack by MissyB. Let's get rid of that for the moment. We've got a few in here. We've got a fuel storage tank. We've got a fertiliser and herbicide storage tank. We have got, I need to get this the right way around. We've got one is slurry. This one's definitely water. Water storage tank. Plus, we get more tankers in this one. We've got the 60,000 litre tanker there and the 20,000 litre tanker there, which takes all of the products these things need. It will do fuel and water and slurry, digestate, all those things. Let me just check here to my side. Like I say, I want to get this right. We've got a liquid manure storage tank and a digestate tank. Which of those two at the back it is, we'll have to just check in the Modhub in a moment. But very nicely detailed, easy to place. They went down no problem at all. The ground obviously needs to be fairly flat when you're putting any type of placeable down. It makes life a little bit easier. You've got a load in point and an unload point on each one, clearly marked. So we'll have a look in the Modhub at capacities. This thing is worth its weight in gold, the 60,000 litre tanker. So if you couldn't find it before in the previous pack, it's in this pack as well. So if you've got both mods downloaded, you kind of got the option to get them all over the place. These you will find under Placeables and under Miscellaneous. Actually, that's what I will show you. The previous pack was the Placeable Silo, Liquid Fertilizer and Herbicide, which came with the tanker as part of the pack. So this is the new pack here. You've got Liquid Fertilizer and Herbicide, 4,000 to place. Really, really cheap. The slot count's low as well. I think 2s, 3s and 4s. Nothing major to worry about on that. 60,000 litre capacity on the Liquid Fertilizer and Herbicide. The Placeable Fuel Tank has got a 10,000 litre capacity. The Digestate storage is the one that's grey. That's Digestate. 500,000 litre capacity for 25 grand. Nice. Liquid Manure Storage Tank, again 500,000 litres for only 25 grand. And the Water Storage Tank, again 25 grand, 500,000 litres. Very nice indeed. They placed, like I say, very, very easily, no problem at all. So yeah, so that one is your slurry, that's your digestate, that's your water. Very nice indeed. Oh, as far as the tankers go, if we go into tools and then go across to miscellaneous and we scroll across, you will see that I already have, because I've got the liquid fertilizer pack, I've already got the MTU60 there. But if I keep going, because I've just downloaded the new pack as well, you've got the MTU60 and the MTU20, 40 grand for a 60,000 litre capacity, 20 grand for a 20,000 litre capacity, and it will take all those things. It will do milk, it will do water, herbicide, liquid fertilizer, fuel, DEF, slurry, digestate. Very, very nice indeed. There are a few options available. We can change the main colour from chrome to stainless steel to black to yellow to red. And that's the same on both of those. Very cool indeed. It's always good to have plenty of storage, I think, especially with things like liquid fertilisers and liquid fertilisers, yeah, that'll be over there, but slurry and stuff like that, because you can produce quite a bit of it, and digestate is a byproduct. So that's by MissyB. Very nice indeed. Moving on. I will try and get through all of them. I'm trying desperately to get through all of them. We've got these. This is the Flegel Agra Dolly Pack by Lexik Design. We have got two in here, a tandem and a single. The single axle dolly is the ASD291 and the tandem dolly is the ASD399. Again, as we're getting very used to now, incredibly detailed mods, nicely made. These can either be used for hooking things up so you can run multiple trailers together, or if you want to pull a trailer, for example like the tanker there, but you haven't got a truck yet, or you just want to use a tractor instead, hook one of these on and on goes your vehicle on the front. You may be new to the game, you may not know what a dolly is, you may have never used one, so it's always good to explain. Right, these you will find under dollies. There are a few, I haven't got all of the different ones downloaded and installed, but these two are the ones here. The ASD399 and the ASD291. These run at 5 slots each, I think they were. Pretty sure. Yeah, 5 slots each. Options available. We can have Michelin, or we can have Trelleborg. Just changes the tread under Trelleborg. We can have the T404 tread like that, or the twin radial like so, and that's the same on both. So there we go. That's the Flegel Agra Dolly Pack by Lexik Design. Did I say who the Gorenk weeders up the top were by WhiteBull Modding? I've suddenly looked down my list and thought I don't remember saying the words WhiteBull Modding. So the Gorenk Pula weeders were by WhiteBull Modding. Sorry if I didn't say that earlier, I do apologise. And moving on to the last, I think it's the last. I'm looking down my list. Yes, we've got this little beauty. More shenanigans from the North Modding Company guys. It's a beast. This is the same as, not the same as, the Griffon that we've already got is a phenomenal piece of kit with tons and tons of options. This is no exception. This is a single unit. This is designed specifically for forestry and taking forestry equipment out. It does have straps across all the front section, I think pretty much up to here. And the back section doesn't have them. Has an interesting little trick up its sleeve, which depending on what thumbnail I've used, you might have already seen it. I love that kind of laser etched NMC on the back plate here as well. I mean, you could put logs on it if you wanted to. You could use it for logging because the straps go that way across, so you could put the logs on that way if you wanted to. But it is designed for taking forestry machinery out. This has not got an articulated point here. This is a completely solid section. It does have front and rear steer, and it does have this whole rear section here. You see that little pivot there? That whole back section lifts up. So on tougher terrain, sometimes if you've got a bit of a dip, something like that, or to give you a tighter turning circle, although because this axle doesn't switch, doesn't steer, I don't think it actually gives you a tighter turning circle by lifting that. I think it's almost exactly the same, but we'll have a quick check of that. Like I say, ton of options available. If you haven't used or seen the Griffon already, it's a lovely truck, really nice. So we'll have a look. I'm not going to go through all the options because, like I say, there are just so many. You'll find this under trucks, and there it is, the Griffon Thunder build. Very nice indeed. This will go up to 730 horsepower. It's a bit of a beast. 260 grand, so it's more expensive than a normal truck because it's got the trailer already kind of, the back section already attached. Now, I had a bit of trouble with the actual Modhub here. It wouldn't let me go down or do all the options. So before I change main colour, rim colour, design colour, anything like that, I'm going to go down now and try and get onto these bottom options. Right, there we go. Because it wouldn't let me go down to them before. So I'm going to start on the bottom options with the decals. There are a load, and if you've always seen the Griffon before, these will be no surprise to you. You can have decal 2, which puts that kind of landscape on the side with some forestry machinery. Decal 3 gives you Michelin Man on the front. Decal 4, different sort of Michelin Man. Decal 5 gives you Michelin Man, and you go through the options. There are a load of different options available. Back to 1 gives you just the plain cab. Warning signs. We can have Swedish and Norwegian small signs on the back, and you can have them on the front and the back, so it says bread last on the front and the back. Or you can have just back. Oh, you've got big signs and small signs. Okay. That threw me. I'm thinking, hang on a minute. Big sign on the back, big sign on the front. Then we got front only. Then we go on to US back sign. The US back sign says oversized. Then you can have US back and front, so it puts oversized load front and back. US front, and then back to standard. So you've got a few different options there on the oversized load. Engine size, we've got 520 horsepower, we've got a 580, we've got a 650, and we've got a 730. The most expensive being the 730 at 20 grand extra, the 650 10 grand extra, the 580 6 grand extra, and the 520 is what it comes standard with, so not too bad at all. Coming back up again, we've then got options here on the top front, and again there are loads available. It gives you kind of like the windbreak thing that makes it more aerodynamic, like so. Puts it on the back there. Then you can have Michelin Men. There's a sun visor, the Griffon sign. You've got an extra mirror. Combinations of various different things of those. Wheel setup hasn't changed. If you go from Lizard, it says Lizard, and then wheel setup says standard. If I go to Nokian, it changes the tyre tread, but the wheel setup stays exactly the same because you can't actually do anything with that. I think that's just left over from the previous Griffon. Then we go on to configurations, and configurations I'm not going to go through them all. Needless to say, there is a 3-point link adapter on here for the front should you want it. This is configuration 1. If I go back one, there are 59 different configurations. Now I went through a few and I did wonder whether some of them have been duplicated, because it did seem like some of them at the top end of those numbers were very similar, if not the same as ones lower down the order. So I'm not 100% certain. As you can see, that's put a 3-point link on the front of that, lights on the top and so on. If we go across to 1, 2, then we can just go through. There are so many, let's say. I would suggest, come on, have a fiddle around. There'll be something you like. There are bull bars and all sorts of things, but this is where the colour thing is important, because those bull bars on the front are the same colour as the body. If we go back up, we can change the main colour to, like, if we want to go for the gens, which I quite like that colour, it's very nice. Rim colour we can change, which starts off with chrome, but we can go silver and like anything you want to really go across all those different colour options available if you want to go with red on there. And the design colour is what changes the grille, bull bars, anything you've got, the spotlights on the top that have got the bar on them, it will change all of that I like the chrome, I just think it stands out a little bit, but you might want to go for a colour coordination. For example, the red we just used, was it case or the, I can't remember what we used now. I mean, like I say, it's entirely up to you, but there are a ton of options available on it. Go through, have a fiddle around, find what they all are, because it will take me ages to go through 59 different options, and some of them are incredibly subtle, the option changes. I do like this one with the bull bar at the bottom with the spotlights, one at the top with spotlights, and the hazard light strip. It sounds brilliant, it looks cool. Those lights still make me smile every time I use them. Lights, all the work lights, and it does give you a lot of light. Lights down the side there as well, and running lights down the side of the vehicle. See them all come on. Very cool indeed. I'll say front and rear steer. Now, let's just check something. I'll put that in full lock. Let's go around in a circle. That's our turning circle. Horn. Very nice. Now, what you can do is raise and lower the rear. L1 and right stick up and down will raise and lower this, but if you go too far, and it depends on the ground you're on, I guess, you can lift that whole back section up. So I guess it's for if you're on an uneven ground and you might need to come a little bit lower than where the axle may be sitting. You can do that if you want to. If I go L1 and side to side, it opens and closes these tabs. So there's tabs moving. Right, so you might be able to see a little bit better. It's tricky. Those tabs, which gives you the option for slightly larger vehicles. It kind of just keeps the wheels on. You can fold them right in, or you can put them in any position you want. So we're going to go like that. It just kind of holds the wheels in place of whatever you're using, like so. And then this is the fun bit. If I now do L1 and X, I think it is to fold it. It does that. Now, if I do a turning circle now, I don't think the turning circle is any different. It's certainly not tighter. I think that's going to be for uneven ground, that kind of thing, just to help you. Because my initial thought was, well, if you lift that whole back section up, if this axle here turns, it would give you a really tight turning circle on that. But I just, because that back axle is still turning. Yeah, so, but that's what it does. It lifts up. You get that banana back to it. L1 and X puts that back down again. Put those back down again. Now, I love stuff by NMC. I don't very rarely have anything bad to say about anything they do, because I really do like it. However, I will say this now. This is designed for forestry machinery. And I had a problem with this, because I grabbed something and I thought I'd give it a go. Because I thought for the thumbnail it would look really cool with something on the back of it. And then I didn't decide what to go for in the end. Now it might be I'm not going on the wrong way, no, not going on the right way. Maybe I should be going backwards, not forwards. But it doesn't like it. It's incredibly steep. I tried. It seems to want to slip off all the time. When I did finally wiggle it and get it to go all the way up, it kept bottoming out. It could be something I'm doing wrong. It could just be like a mod clash between this and that. But considering it's designed for forestry machinery, yeah, it just doesn't. It does require a bit of wiggling, and that's really not what you want to be doing with big old machineries wiggling around. But it will go on. It just takes a little bit of fiddling, and then it kind of gets like that, bottoms out a bit. Don't know, it could just be me, but I thought I would point it out, because I'm pretty sure someone would either comment and say, well, I've tried, it doesn't work how it's supposed to. It does go on, it's a bit fiddly, and it could just be it's designed for other bits of machinery rather than this particular one, but at the end of the day it's a Buffalo, it should be okay. The mod itself is brilliant. I love it. I love the look of it. I love all the options. Just a very cool bit of kit. And that's by North Modding Company, the NMC Griffon Thunder build. And that's it for the mods for today, I believe. I'm just going to check one more time, because I want to make sure I haven't missed anything at all. And you know what it's like if a mod suddenly comes out you weren't expecting. Now for some reason I've lost my cursor. There we go. Let's just refresh my page. Sorry, I'm looking at my PC screen to my right because I have them both open at the same time. Nope, I think that's it. We haven't had any more. That is it for the mods for today. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.